guys, so we're going to be talking about the new cards that have actually been announced for Mechanized Madness. This is the next structure deck to come out, definitely very exciting here. Not part of the voting list for the structure decks to come out in support, but they are definitely something that was already well known quite a few months back already. But we have pretty much here, I think, the full list. So this is definitely going to be very exciting. So as we can see here, we have Machina or Machina Citadel, we have Machina Air Raider, Irradiator, Fortress, Gear Frame, and Peacekeeper, all reprints here. So these particular three definitely very fun again. We also have here Machina Force, Megaform, Cannons, Soldier, Sniper, Defender, Commander Covington. So all the original cards from the original Machina deck will definitely come in this, very exciting. We also have here a reprint of Jizukuru, the Star Destroying Kaiju, and we have also Snowplow Hustle Rustle. Just more support for machine decks, definitely going to make things a bit more exciting. We also have here a few other reprints of Birdman, Scrap Recycler, definitely a very good reprint, because even after getting reprinted in, I think it was Fist of the Gadgets, Scrap Recycler was still going to be like a $20 to $30 card. It was just getting really ridiculous, so seeing it be printed in a structure deck as a common, where it's really easily accessible to every single player out there, it's definitely going to be really nice. We also have Torque Tune Gear, Righty Driver, Lefty Driver, Despot 1 and 3, Machina Deployment, Defense Perimeter, Armored Unit, which will be Machina support cards of course, Iron Core, Iron Draw, Magnet Reverse, Limiter Removal, Ties of the Brethren, really good reprints. We also have Pot of Avarice, Cosmic Cyclone, always nice to have, Supply Squad, Machina Overdrive, Cyber Summon Blaster. We have Back to the Front, Trap Trick. Trap Trick is a really good reprint. Was really looking forward to getting that card because I actually want to put him into Darklords. That would definitely be really fun. And yeah, it was just a really expensive card, getting a bit pricey. So seeing it being reprinted, very happy about that. We also have Be Gone Knave, and we have Solemn Strike. Very amazing. I think this is the first time Solemn Strike is being reprinted as a common. This is definitely very nice. It's been printed as a secret several times, and for that it was one of the more difficult Solemn cards to actually attain. So having 3 of them easily accessible to you by just buying 3 structure decks, definitely really nice. And we also have Machina Possess Storage and Unauthorized Reactivation. They did remove the Super Express Bullet Train and put in the Snowplow Hustle Rustle, so that's just a small thing that you guys could actually be excited about. However, when I was talking about the Trap Trick, we also have some new Darklord cards from Rise of the Duelists, so definitely very excited about this. 5 new cards, let's actually go over every single one of them. So over here we have Darklord of Delight, level 4 Dark Fairy effect monster, 0 attack, 1600 defense. You could only use, or you could use each of the first and second effects once per turn. During any main phase, you could, as a quick effect, immediately after this card or effect resolves, tribute 1 fairy monster face up. Just a great way to accelerate your plays. Second effect, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can make all face-up monsters your opponent controls currently lose 500 attack and defense for each fairy currently on the field until the end of this turn. Not the best, but I guess it helps with OTK potential. Definitely like the first effect. The next card we have here is Darklord of Pleasure, level 4 Dark Fairy effect monster, 1600 attack, 0 defense. First effects can only be used once per turn, so if this card is summoned, you could activate this effect. For the rest of this turn, you cannot activate monster effects except fairy monsters effects. Also, choose 2 Darklord monsters in your hand and or deck that have different levels, and if you do, special summon one of them to your opponent's field in defense, and if you do that, add the other to your hand. Very interesting, allows you to kind of turbo out the deck a bit faster. You could definitely get a lot of the key cards you need, like Yugioh, so definitely very nice there. I mean, it's the first time it's a searcher. It's not like Ukobak, which is more of a foolish burial for the deck. But next we have Darklord Nurgle, level 8 Dark Fairy effect monster, 2700 attack, 2500 defense. You can only special summon Nurgle once per turn. Second effect can only be used once per turn. So first effect, if your fairy monster attacks a defense position monster, you can inflict piercing battle damage to your opponent. Second effect, as a quick effect, you could pay 1000 life points and obviously target a Darklord spell and trap in your graveyard and apply its effects, shuffling it into the deck. So that's the one we're all familiar with. Definitely very nice. Moving on, we actually have here a fusion monster, definitely very awesome, a new boss monster. We actually have the name, it's Lucifer, Darklord of the Morning Star. I hope they keep that name. That is definitely really awesome, because we have Morning Star, and now we actually have the full name here, which is definitely very interesting. Level 12 Dark Fairy Fusion Effect Monster, 4000 attack and defense, 3 Dark Fairy monsters. You can only use one effect among the first and third effects once per turn. So first effect, if this card is fusion summoned using Darklord Morningstar as material, you can destroy all cards your opponent controls. Very nice and perfect for a boss monster. Second effect, fairy monsters you control cannot be targeted by your opponent's card effects. Not too bad, but if they can't be destroyed, I think they'll be a lot more strong or unaffected. Third effect, during any main phase as a quick effect, you can pay 1000, special summon a fairy monster from your hand or graveyard in defense position. I believe that doesn't miss timing, so that could work with Superbia, right? I think it could. And yeah, I think that's really awesome. If you guys understand the lore, Superbia is the same thing as Morningstar, so it is definitely really cool to see all these 3 cards actually kind of link up in some sort of way. As for the final support here, we have a trap card, Rebellious Darklord, just a normal trap, but you can only activate one of this card's name per turn. Send 1 Darklord monster that is in your hand or face up on the field to the graveyard. Fusion summon 1 Dark Fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand and or field as fusion material. Then you can gain life points equal to the attack of the monster sent to the graveyard to activate this card. Its attack on the field if sent from there. So not too much of a broken card. Obviously it's going to be allowing you to fusion summon that big boss monster, but even so, it is definitely nice. I mean, if you could turbo this out with all your regular Darklords, this card could be faster than you think. I mean, on its own, it's not that much because it's a trap card, but since it is technically a Darklord spell trap, you could make a really quick play out of this. So definitely looking forward to it. You know, I remember back when we were just voting for the themes of the structure decks, where Darklords were actually part of it, and the fact that we're not getting, I mean, at this point, I'm pretty sure we're not getting a structure deck for it. I mean, this is coming out as support in Rise of the Duelist, so if anything, I do like this. I mean, it's definitely a nice idea to accelerate some of the decks or themes that we could actually choose from or voted from for the structure decks, so definitely very excited about this particular new cards here. But you know what that means. I am not going to be making any Darklord updates until I get these new cards. I might make one if I manage to get the Darklord Link that came out in Dual Overload, but I have heard that that card was a short printed card where in a case you could only get 1 or 2 of them, which is definitely really weird. It's not that much of an expensive card, it's just difficult to get, and it only really works in Darklord, so I just have no idea why that's the case. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this particular video. Definitely a lot of interesting cards. There are a few Fluffle cards as well that's coming out in Rise of the Duelist, but I'm not particularly interested in them, so I'm not going to go over them, but I will leave a link in the description down below for you guys to check it out. Definitely let me know what you guys think about all these cards. Definitely very excited about the structure deck, but at the same time Darklords. I thought they were coming out in a structure deck, but they're coming out sooner than I expected, so very happy about that. Of course, Rise of the Duelist is still very far away from us, but at this point, I can't complain. I mean, with the current situation we're in right now, gives us a good time to actually save up money. So yeah, by then should be able to buy plenty of these sets and get all these new cards and build up Darklords. But with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like. Gotta beat the different algorithms that's actually happening around here. Gets the video, it really does help the video a lot. Otherwise, you could also share the video. But in the meantime, I hope you guys have a great day. Stay strong, because this is definitely a very difficult time for us. I'll see you next time.